G'day everyone, welcome to another Mark Makes video. In today's video, I'm going to be making a Ferris wood toy for my oldest daughter. It's her birthday later on this month and I thought it would be a great idea if I could build her a gift. So that's what today's video is going to be about. I hope you enjoy. So here's the design I've got. I've spent a bit of time drawing that out. The board was 1200 long by 600, so I went ahead and I cut that in half and I've screwed it together on these corners here so that when I cut that out, it's automatically going to be cutting two straight away. So I'll go ahead and cut that out now. Well, that's the inside cut out now, and the aftermath of that. So before I cut out this outside circle, I'm just going to go ahead and sand it all, just while it's all clamped together still. It's going to make it a little bit easier for me if I sand it while it's still together, rather than two separate pieces. So I've given the wheel a bit of a sand and it's got a couple of nicks and dings in it from the jigsaw, so I went ahead and I've puttied them up. While that's drying, I'm going to get started on the pods that hang off the wheel. I've got one here. This washer here is going to act as a spacer as well as to just strengthen the top here, and I'm going to have 8 of those on the wheel. So this cut out here, I screwed 3 pieces together. So when I cut this out, I'm automatically cutting 3 at a time. And I'm using my brand new drop saw to cut out these 3 pieces here. Screwing them together and just puttying all that up. I've got to go ahead and make 8 more. So now coming back to this wheel, I'm going to cut the outside of it. And also pre-drill some holes for where the pods are going to hang off it. So I've drawn up a design for the outside frame, which is going to be holding up the main wheel, and so the next step for me is going to be cutting 2 of those out. We'll soon be ready for assembly. Alright, some 2 of these cut out now, and everything else that I've prepared. So this is all the main bits of the Ferris wheel that I'll need. Still a couple of little bits and pieces to make, including a handle for turning it. Before I continue any further, I'm just going to varnish everything that I've got here. It's going to be really fiddly later on otherwise, if I do it once it's assembled. So while the varnish is drying, I'm just going to get started on the last few little bits and pieces that need to be done to complete this project. I've got here the handle, which is going to rotate the main wheel. These are the spinning mechanisms I'm going to be using to turn the wheel. And this is going to be the shaft, which is going to be going straight through the center. It's going to connect it all. So yeah, just a couple of little bits and pieces, which I'm going to work on now. Okay, so this is the handle which I've cut out, and I've also cut a hole and made a thread for here so that this is a nice fit. And right here I've drilled out this round bit of timber and put in this plastic spacer, and then I drilled out the plastic spacer on this side so that when the bolt goes through, it sits flush like that. So that twists, and then I have this plastic spacer here, which goes there, and that screws into there. And so this is going to be the handle which turns the wheel. So everything's almost ready for assembly. I have glued the spinning mechanism on this wheel, so that's just drying now. On both of these, this handle's been varnished and that's drying. All of these have been varnished and they're just about dry. So the next step is going to be assembly. Putting this handle in now, that's going to be glued to the center spoke, and voila! I'm very happy with that. So good when a project comes together. Just about there. And there we have it, another project done. I'm really happy with how this one came up. It works perfectly, just the way I thought, and I'm super excited about giving it to her for her birthday.